Hey guys, welcome you all into Repeat Technology to the Point. As you know, in today's fast-paced software development landscape, DevOps has become an essential practice for all the organizations to deliver high quality of software. So here in this video, we are going to talk about Microsoft Azure DevOps services. You can see the list on the screen, and the thing is, these services going to help your team and help you to implement robust DevOps practices in your organization. So in this quick video, we are going to talk about each services very quickly, so it will help you to understand what actually these services do. So before deep diving about the services, let's understand what exactly the DevOps is quickly. DevOps is a set of practices that combines software development, means development team, and IT operations, means operations team, to shorten the system's development lifecycle and provide continuous delivery with high quality. So Azure DevOps is kind of a suite of services that helps your team to collaborate and automate the development, testing and deployment of software. So let's talk about the first service, which is Azure Pipelines, which is a powerful CI/CD platform which supports many languages. So Azure Pipelines can be used to automate the build, test and deployment of this software. Now let's talk about the second service, which is Azure Boards service. What exactly it is do? So Azure Boards is a project management service which enables agile planning, work tracking and project management. So this service can be used to track your work, manage tasks related to the projects and collaborate with the other team members. Now let's talk about the next service, which is Azure Repos service, which is kind of a code repository service, or we can say a version control system that supports Git and Team Foundation version control. So what can be used? It can be used to store and manage your codes related to the projects or your applications. Now let's talk about the next service, which is Azure Artifacts service, which is a package management service that can be used to store and share packages. So it can host and share your packages easily. That's why this service is very useful. Now let's talk about the next service, which is Azure Test Plan service, which is actually facilitates manual and exploratory testing with comprehensive test management capabilities. That means it can be used to plan, execute and track your tests. Now let's talk about the next service, which is Azure DevTest Labs. So Azure DevTest Labs actually allows the DevOps teams to create and manage pre-provisioned environment for development and testing purpose. That means it can be used to create and manage your virtual machines for the development environment, or we can use it for the testing purpose before we launch our or release our application for the production. So it is very useful service in terms of testing. Now let's talk about the next service, which is Azure Monitor service. Azure Monitor is a monitoring service which provides comprehensive monitoring and diagnostics for your application, your infrastructure and your network. So it can be used to collect and analyze telemetry data from Azure resources, what we are going to use for our DevOps project. Now let's talk about the next service, which is Azure Load Testing service. So Azure Load Testing service is actually a scalable cloud-based solution that allows your organization to simulate high volume traffic to test the performance and scalability of your application. Provides the flexibility to generate realistic workloads and analyze performance metrics and identify if there is any potential bottleneck is there, or ensure that application can handle heavy loads during the peak time. So it is very useful service which can simulate user load on Azure applications. So we are very confident before releasing our project or application in production environment. Now let's talk about Azure Logic App service, which is a cloud-based service that provides a visual designer to build workflows and integrate systems and services. So This service allow you to create automated workflows that connect to different Azure services. So Azure Logic apps can be effectively used in DevOps scenarios to orchestrate complex workflows and automate various tasks. Next service we are having Azure Functions, which is a serverless compute service that lets you run code on demand. That means it will be triggered by an event, and it provides a scalable event driven architecture for building applications and microservices. So DevOps team can leverage Azure Functions to build serverless workflows, automated tasks, and integrate with other Azure services very seamlessly. Now let's talk about the next service, which is very important, that is Azure Container Instances Service. In short, we known as the ACI service. So ACI is a service that allow you to run Docker containers without having to manage any underlying infrastructure. That means it's provide a hassle-free way to run your containers without managing any underlying infrastructure, which allow developer to quickly spin up isolated containers and execute microservices, background tasks, or very short-lived jobs easily. Now let's talk about the last service from the list, which is Azure Kubernetes service. In short, we known as a AKS service, which is actually managed Kubernetes service from Azure that makes it easy to deploy and manage containerized applications. That means it allows DevOps teams to focus on application development and deployment, ensuring high availability, scalability, and easy of management. So I hope you find this service very helpful. So guys, that's it in this video. I hope you find this video helpful. In my upcoming videos, I'll go through each services with real-time examples and interview questions related to DevOps, Azure DevOps scenarios, so it can help you to prepare for your next job interview. See you in next video with more learning resources. Till then, happy learning.